Hello, fantasy sports fans, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. My name is Casey Scheinfeld. I'll be your host today for MFSN's NBA Waiver Wire, the first one of the new year. And I'm joined, as always, by Ross the Boss.
Hey, everybody, I'm Ross the Boss. And I'm going to talk NBA Waiver Wire with you, Cowboy. Happy New Year, everybody. Casey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
It's going to be a great year. NBA is really heating up. I just want to say I saw a stat line last night. Danny Green. We've talked about him on our show, haven't we? I never brought him up.
He's one of Dan's favorites, yep.
This is the reason he's not here today. I'll tell you why, because of Danny Green. Danny Green's line last night, stat line, was 24 minutes, 0 rebounds, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0. Everything was 0 in 24 minutes. I could throw Dr. Dan Ratner out there, and he can get at least 1 or 2 assists in 24 minutes. I have never, ever seen a line like that for a player that played 24 minutes. I mean, I don't know how you play in a game and don't get any rebounds or any assists. I can see no points. But Casey, have you ever seen anything like that?
I haven't. I mean, I remember some really bad shooting nights, but I've never seen somebody not get any rebounds or assists if they're not scoring. Like, you see players who are just scoring machines who just chuck it up from 3 or take pull-up jumpers and don't get rebounds and assists. But in general, no, you typically see at least one of them. Yeah.
So again, I mean, fantasy's heating up. My team's playing well. I have some injuries, but guys are coming back quickly. I'm happy everybody's going to be watching our show. I have some great, unbelievable players that are under 60%, because that's all we do is players under 60%. So I'm excited to get started.
Yeah, it's a crazy time of the year. I mean, I was laughing the other day because we're in the midst of kind of what's a COVID surge in the NBA, where players are getting 10-day contracts left and right being pulled off the street to play. And then you have Kyrie Irving, who was like the poster child for the unvaccinated and how he couldn't play. And now he's back, and he played and put up good numbers the other night. So
he's back, and he didn't miss a beat. He can only play away games. He can't play, like Brooklyn plays Milwaukee tomorrow, and he's not playing because in the state of New York, he has to be vaccinated to play. So he's going to sit that one out. And Mills will be starting. But another player that was, you're talking about 10-day players, the Indiana signed Stevenson, and he scored 20 points in a row. He had like 4 threes in a row. I mean, this is a player they signed like the day before, and he went out there and
known as a defense. He was a defensive stopper his first run through the NBA. So
yeah. And I'm the only good thing about COVID and people signing these 10-day contracts because they got to fill roster spots is a lot of these players are getting second chances, like Stevenson and Isaiah Thomas for Dallas. He signed a 10-day deal. I mean, a lot of these players are getting second chances, and I think it's great. I think that's the one positive we can say about the whole COVID-19 situation.
Yeah, so we're going to go through some pickups for people this week. Obviously, some of the names we're going to be saying might be streamers as opposed to everyday players who are playing during the time when benches are depleted. But we have to stay current, and you have to stay quick with your waiver wires in NBA. They can change at a moment's notice. So we're going to give you players to play this week. As Ross alluded to earlier, we're only referring to players on Yahoo who are owned in less than 60% of leagues. And we'll go position by position. For those of you who've watched us before, we are brought to you by Kill Cliff. Kill Cliff has a new drink available, the High Octane Killer Cliff Sickle. It's high caffeine and high CBD. Clean energy, B vitamins, no sugar, electrolytes. It's, as always, Kill Cliff. Drinking Kill Cliff is the biggest no-brainer in the history of drinks.
And I actually do drink this, and I love it because I don't drink sugar. So for me, I love Kill Cliff. I'm not just saying that because they're a sponsor. I'm saying it because right before a workout, I'll slam a Kill Cliff down. It doesn't give me too much caffeine. I don't feel like I'm going to jump through a window, but it gives me enough so I can get that extra rep in there. You know what I mean? So nice. Yes, on Kill Cliff. Delicious.
All right. So Ross, let's start with some guards. Why don't you give me who's your top guard for the week?
So on our cover, we have Malik Monk. I'll start with him just because he's on our cover. Malik Monk's been carrying the Lakers. You're saying, oh, how about LeBron? How about Westbrook? No, it's Monk. Malik Monk has been shooting threes consistently. He's been scoring points. He's been averaging the past 2 weeks, Casey, 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And you know what? If LeBron's being double teamed, he throws it to Monk. Monk shoots the 3. Boom, bam, boom, bam. I know the Lakers are not playing good basketball. They're under 500. I get it. I'm not a Laker fan, so I'm not trying to praise the Lakers at all. But Malik Monk is getting a lot of time, and the Lakers have a lot of confidence in him. And if you don't have him on your team now, you better pick him up now.
Yeah, I think that's a great pickup. And something you didn't mention, he's averaging in the last 2 weeks over a block a game. So,
has he? I didn't even check that one out. That's unbelievable.
So to get blocks from a guard position is definitely helpful. A guy I'm going to name is somebody we've talked about before. It's Little Glove. It's Gary Payton II. His dad was the glove. This guy's, I guess, Little Gloves. I don't know, but he's playing for the Golden State Warriors. He's playing really well. If you can get him now, I would. Steph Curry's not playing tonight, so Gary Payton's going to get a lot more run in that respect. But he's averaging 29 minutes a game. He's only owned in 30% of the leagues. He's getting points, rebounds, assists, steals, as always, like his dad does. He doesn't block shots, but he shoots good percentages, and he gets to the line a fair amount and shoots pretty good from the line too. So I like Gary Payton a lot.
I have one question for you. My guy who I've been sitting on all year, he's making his debut Sunday. Klay Thompson, one of the Splash Brothers. He's coming back. Oh. Will he take time away from Eddie Payton? I'm just asking. I don't know what's going to happen with the rotation. I have no idea. I'm not the coach of Golden State Warriors quite yet.
I don't know. That's a tough call, obviously, because not only do you have Steph Curry to find minutes for and Payton, but you also have Andrew Wiggins, who's been a resurgence, the former
and
number
Jordan
one pick.
Poole, who I liked. I love Jordan Poole.
They're all getting a lot of run. Klay Thompson plays more of that swing forward, who shoots obviously lights out. I have a feeling they're going to ease him in with minutes for the first week or so. So I wouldn't expect him to go bananas right out of the gate. But yeah, he's going to eat into all of those guys. But you have to watch and see, because who knows, with all of the injuries or all of the health and safety protocols, they can find minutes for all of them when somebody's on the shelf.
I agree. And Klay Thompson in practice the other day, 23s in a row he popped. I mean, he's ready. I mean, it's going to be fun watching the Splash Brothers back in business again. And Golden State, they have the best record anyway. They're bringing back their all-star Klay Thompson, who's on the top 75 player team of all time. He's coming back, and Wiseman's coming back soon too.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Golden State fan. That's for sure. What are your thoughts on a guy? You and I were both high on him last year in the 2020-2021 season, but he was really disappointing, and that's the former North Carolina point guard Kobe White. What are your thoughts on him? He's playing pretty well in Chicago right now.
Chicago's kind of stacked with guards. They have Levine. They have Levine. They also have who's the other point? Oh, they have Ball. They have one of the Ball brothers,
Lonzo.
I mean, they're stacked when it comes to guards, but I like him. I mean, I think it's just about playing time with him.
Yeah.
I like Kobe White. I love his hair. I love his look.
I knew you were going to bring up the hair.
It's the best. The best. But it's just playing time. If he can play 25, 30 minutes a game, I like him a lot. Yes.
Yeah, and right now he's playing, what do I have? In the last 2 weeks, he's averaging 33 minutes a game. So he's getting a lot of run. And so I just wasn't sure, because I was one of the guys who I think overpaid for him last year in the auction draft, because I was really excited about the potential there. And he was a major disappointment. And one of my biases is, if you've burned me once, I'm really leery about trusting you ever again in fantasy sports.
I'm any fantasy sport. Anyway.
Yeah. So
if you burn me like McCaffrey, I had him in one of my leagues, I'm never going to draft that guy again. Ever. Because he burned me. I'm never going to. I have no interest anymore. I just can't.
No, I get it.
No second chances. No second chances. Another guy that's playing really well is Eric Bledsoe for the Clippers. He's getting a lot of playing time. The Clippers have a lot of COVID problems. Bledsoe, shooting guard. He's been 14 points a game. 2 rebounds, 6 assists a game the past 2 weeks as an average. He's getting a lot of minutes, as I said before. If you need a shooting guard, Eric Bledsoe could be your guy. It's a streamer though, because they're getting healthier. I have no idea when Leonard's coming back. That's the question that everybody asked in Los Angeles. When's Leonard coming back? I don't know. No idea.
I'm going to name, for those of you who don't know, not that we haven't said it enough, Ross is a really talented fantasy sports manager, and he, as always, his team this year is ranked in the top 3 right now. And a guy he's called out before on the show and owns on his team, so he doesn't just give you waiver wires that he wouldn't take on his own team, is Alec Burks in New York for the Knicks. The guy is still tearing it up. He's a top 35 player in the last 2 weeks. Do you see him keeping up this level of production? Because he's a guy we've talked about in the past. Last year we talked about him, and it was almost like stay away. This guy is going to burn you in the long run. But this year he seems to have some pretty sustained success.
I mean, he's always on my cut list because I have players coming back that are healthy, like Thompson's coming back. I got to cut somebody. I have to keep him. I mean, this guy is getting minutes. He's averaging the past 2 weeks 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.3 steals a game. And that's the past 2 weeks. How can you cut a guy like that, Case? You can't. He's a very consistent point guard right now. And I think that he's in that Knicks rotation where he plays between 25, 30 minutes a game. So, no, you do pick him up. And he stays on my team at least for the next couple of weeks.
And okay, my favorite name in the draft, in the waiver wire this week, is Facundo Campazzo. Did I even pronounce that right? I don't know. He's a point guard, shooting guard for the Denver Nuggets. He's playing a lot. Obviously, they have some injuries. Jamal Murray's been out all season. He's not coming back anytime soon. Yeah. This guy is averaging in the last 2 weeks over 2 steals a game while scoring 3 points, getting 6. What is it? What do I have here? He has 3 rebounds, 6
points
assists.
A couple nights ago. Great player. I mean, unbelievable. He's Italian, I think, right?
Yeah. And that name, I just love the name. So.
No, he's. I actually watched him play the other night, and he's a sniper. I mean, he shoots threes, he gets assists. I don't know how much longer he'll be in the rotation. We'll see. I don't know when Murray's coming back. They showed him in street clothes the other night, high-fiving, talking to refs, having the time of his life. I have no idea when he's coming back.
Yeah, I like that he gets 2 steals a game, this kid. So that can always help.
Gets 2 steals a game, and that's a category in your league. You pick him up 100%. Malik Beasley, who's somebody that is under 60%. I can't figure out why. The past 2 weeks, he's been averaging 17 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He plays like 30 minutes a game. I mean, if he's available in your league and you need a guard, you can't go wrong with this kid. He's lights out. He plays really good defense, and I just don't know why he's not over 60%, especially averaging 17 points a game. Another guy that's been hurt, and he's been on the COVID list, and people forgot about him. They probably dropped him, and they said, I'm not getting him, is Terence Ross of Orlando. Terence Ross the past 2 weeks have been averaging 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, even 1 steal a game he's been averaging. It's one of these guys that got lost during COVID. I mean, he had COVID. He was out he missed a bunch of games. He's been healthy ever since. He's back, baby. And what I'm saying now is he could be lost in your league, and this is a guy you should pick up immediately. Okay, good tip. Any other guards that we failed to mention? I love Terence Mann of the Clippers. I love his hair. I love his look. He plays 30 minutes a game, and he gets rebounds. He gets assists. He gets points. I'm a Clipper fan. I know, Case, I'm a little biased, but you're allowed to be biased. But he's putting up great points, and the Clippers have a lot of games coming up in the next 10 days. So if you need a guard, he actually qualifies for a forward also. This Florida State product is somebody that you should consider picking up. Yeah, and I'll mention Anthony Simons. We've talked about him a few times for Portland. He's getting a lot of playing time right now, over 33 minutes a game. He's 15 for 15 from the line in the past 2 weeks, which, can't really hurt your team if you're shooting 1,000, if you're batting 1,000 from the charity stripe. So he hits 4 threes a game. He gets points. He gets assists. He has a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, so he doesn't kill you in the turnovers either. So that's somebody who I would consider as well. All right, small forward, power forward. Who do you got in those swing positions? I like the Suns too. I like Cameron Johnson. We talked about him last time we did the show. Cameron, the past 2 weeks, has been averaging 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, assist. He's getting more playing minutes. He's really earning his keep there in Phoenix. And Phoenix, to me, I think they're one of the best teams in the West. This kid is really, really good, and they're giving him a lot more playing time. And if you have room on your bench to pick him up or drop somebody, he's my first forward I actually would pick up right now because I really believe in this kid.
Yeah, I agree. I had him as my top pickup for the week, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I'm proud to say he's on my team. So I'm just pumping myself up there. What are your thoughts? I hadn't really heard of him before, but he's playing 30 minutes a game the last couple of weeks, and that's Herbert Jones in New Orleans. In the past 5 games, he's averaging a combined 3.6 blocks and steals per game, which is on the defensive side of the ball pretty crazy. He's not going to be a huge scoring guy. He's only averaging 14 points a game, but he gets rebounds. He's averaging almost 6 rebounds a game, over a steal a game, and almost 2 blocks a game. That's somebody who's he's not wowing you in any one particular stat, but he's just stuffing the stat sheet across.
I like Jones. I think he's a good ball player. Zion Williamson, he's not even in New Orleans. He's in Portland doing rehab.
He looks like Charles Barkley, Zion Williamson.
He looks like
the size of a house.
Refrigerator Perry. That's what he looks like. He looks like an offensive lineman. He better get into shape. They had him take him out of New Orleans because he was eating all the food. So now he's in Portland. I just hope he can lose some weight because, as we know, playing basketball, when you jump and do all that stuff and you put all that stress on your knees, it's not good to be that heavy.
Yeah.
The kid's great. Trust me. The kid's going to be back in the NBA. I don't know when. But the reason I'm saying his name is because Jones is benefit from all this stuff that Zion's not playing.
Yeah, all those beignets and Mardi Gras are doing him in.
Oh, yeah. They moved him out of there. So Jones, yes, if you need rebounds and block shots, it's a great pickup.
Who else do you have?
I like Jade McDaniels. He plays for Minnesota. He has a brother that plays, I think, for the Wizards, Jalen McDaniels, I believe. But I like Jade McDaniels. He plays for Minnesota. 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, playing about 30 minutes a game right now. He's one of these young stud kids, really benefiting from people not in the lineup because of COVID. I like him a lot. I also like Cam Redish of Atlanta. He's been on the COVID list. He just got off last week. He's been averaging 15 points a game. He's been playing a lot. He had 2 30-point games in a row a couple weeks ago. Cam Redish I like a lot. Eric Gordon's just going to do you well in 3-point shooting and scoring. He's not a rebounder. He's not really an assist guy. But he plays in Houston, and somebody has to score in Houston. Might as well make it Eric Gordon. And then also like Trey Lyles. He plays for Detroit, and he's been averaging. Listen to this: if you need a streamer and a forward, and he plays center too, 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and he blocks shots also. So Trey Lyles for Detroit, he's a streamer. I don't know how much playing time he'll keep getting. Because Detroit's going to get healthy, but right now pick him up if you need anybody in those categories. He's a great guy to pick up right now.
Yeah, and I'll add a streamer who I didn't even know was still in the league, so I can't imagine he wasn't recently brought in because of the injuries and stuff. And that's Rudy Gay, the ageless Rudy Gay in Utah. The guy, I remember him from 16, 17 years ago when he was coming out of college as a super stud. But he's playing in Utah over 20 minutes a game the last 2 weeks, averaging over 10 points, averaging over 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's shooting decent percentages, 95% from the line, getting some assists and some blocks, averaging one of those, a combo of one of those a game. The guy's got to be 37 or 38 years old. I didn't know he was in the league.
I watched him last night play. I watched them beat Denver last night and in Denver. And Rudy Gay got some playing time, and during the timeouts, he actually helps the coach. I bet. He's been playing so long, he helps.
He might be older than the coach.
He could be, but you're right though. He's somebody that will get playing time, and I feel Utah is a team no one talks about. They all talk about Phoenix and Golden State in the West. I feel Utah, if they get healthy, which they will be by playoff time, obviously, they're a team to be reckoned with. And I might even take them to win the West this year because they have a lot of weapons and they can score when they want and they can play defense. So
yeah, And then one other player is Gary Harris in Orlando. He's putting up, he's more of a pure scorer. I don't see him getting a lot of the peripheral stats, but he shoots good percentages and scores a lot of points. And if you have a volume shooter who's shooting at a good percentage, that's actually pretty helpful in some ways. So he's somebody you can stream there too if you're down.
I like him too, and I feel that Orlando, when they get healthy, they'll be an okay team. They're another team that's been killed by COVID and injuries and stuff. Cole Anthony actually just got back with them last night. I have him on one of my fantasy teams. He's unbelievable. Actually, the league with you, I have him on. He had 20-something points last night. He hasn't played in 2 weeks. But I mean, there's so much talent in Orlando. I have no idea when Jonathan Isaac is coming back. I
would love to see him come back. He's one of my favorites.
I might just waive him so you can pick him up.
I will.
I have him on my bench.
I have enough other injured guys.
I mean, I thought he'd be back by Christmas. It's January 7th, so I don't know where this guy is. But all being said, I mean, we gave you a lot of great forwards. Some of these guys should be available for you to pick up. But I feel the forward position this week is like very strong guys under 60% that you can go grab and pick up right now.
All right. So let's move on to the big men. Tell me what you think of Boogie being back and relevant again.
It's funny you said that. The Greek Freak did not play last night. He had a sickness, not COVID related. Don't start the rumors, Casey. he was a late scratch. He's supposed to play tomorrow against Brooklyn. He's questionable, but when the Greek Freak's not playing or Portis isn't playing, I mean, Boogie gets a lot of time. It's just playing minutes. When he plays, he's been lights out. He's been playing great. Rebounds, points, blocks. I mean, he's in good shape. He's been running the court, no problems. I like Boogie. It's just when I don't think Lopez is coming back anytime soon. So I think Boogie will keep getting those 25 minutes a game. I think it's a pretty good pickup right now for Boogie. I enjoy watching him play, and I think he's really into like playing Milwaukee. I think he's really focused.
Who else you got?
I like this Nicholas Claston. Have you seen this guy play for Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
There was a player. Can jump. I mean, he jumps like 100. I mean, he jumps like over the rim. I mean, it's like he's 7 feet to start, but when he jumps, he can clear the rim with his feet almost. I mean, the guy's like a bouncing machine. He's been averaging 12 points a game, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, but he's been playing about 22 minutes a game the past 2 weeks. I like him a lot, especially in Brooklyn, because I feel like he's the guy that will get some rebounds. He'll get some easy buckets. They'll double team Durant, give it to Claston. I like him, even though, again, 22 minutes, is that good enough? I'm fine with it. I think that's a good stat. Another guy I'll bring up is Larry Nance Jr. He plays for Portland. He's been averaging 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, but I feel his minutes will go up. I feel he's playing really well defensively also. In Portland, I don't know when Lillard's coming back. I have no idea. I mean, he's hurt. So yeah, Nance may have to pick up the offense too. So Nance could be a good pickup also. Case, who do you like?
There's a guy who's getting some decent minutes. We've been talking about the Miami center situation a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
There's this guy, Omer Yurtseven.
He's a rookie. He's a
rookie, and he's just been what was it, Wednesday night? He had 14 points and 16 boards. So last night, I mean, if you can find somebody who's going 16 boards on you,
I mean, the past 2 weeks have been averaging 12 rebounds, 15 boards a game, and he's been averaging 31 minutes a game the past 2 weeks. I didn't even hear about this guy until this year. I didn't know he existed.
I'm wondering, he must have been a foreign draft player.
With that name, I don't think he's from South Central LA. I'm pretty sure
he's from one of the Plain States.
I don't see him coming from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm pretty sure he's from a foreign country. But you're right. I mean, he's been double. He's like Mr. Double-Double. They call him in Miami now. I mean, that's all the guy does.
Yeah, he had a streak of several games broken the other night, and then he just started a new one last night. So, I mean, he's, to me, one of the top pickups. When I hear Nicholas Claxton, I always think of Speedy Claxton. Do you remember Speedy Claxton?
Yeah, sure.
College. And now I think he's the head coach at Hofstra. But he was one of my favorite guys to watch.
Play for the Sixers, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think he ran with Golden State for a while too, back in the day. But
he was great. And with our Yuri 7, is that how you say his name?
Omar Yurtseven.
I mean, Jimmy Butler didn't play last night, so that's why I think that's why he's getting a lot of time. But
and they're also without Bam Adebayo still, so
he's a streaker. So I feel if he keeps getting playing time, he'll put up the points. But pick him up now. See how many games he can start. I don't know.
And another guy who doesn't qualify at center yet, but every time I watch him play in the last couple of weeks, he's been playing in the center spot because DeAndre Ayton's not getting a lot of run, and that's Jalen Smith, the former Terp. I have to plug my Maryland Terrapins. He was.
I love the guy. He has those Kurt Rambis glasses.
Yeah,
he looks
his nickname
very
is Sticks. Because when he was a freshman at Maryland, he had like this big upper body and then sticks for legs. It looked like, so they called him Sticks Smith. But in the last 2 weeks, he's getting 25 minutes a game and he's getting points and rebounds. He's shooting 90% from the line and 57% from the field. So maybe he's figured it out. I don't know. I'm considering him more of our streaker or streamer type. But he's somebody who I'm certainly going to watch because they picked him with the number 1 pick because they thought he had, or the number 7 pick in the draft or 10, wherever he went, because they thought he had the potential to develop into an everyday player. So maybe it just took him a year and a half to figure it out.
Big body, came out early. He's a young guy. I love the glasses. I love the whole look.
He's got those squared Rambus looking things.
Again, the Suns are such a good team when it comes to like running a system with Chris Paul as point. That if this kid gets playing time, I think he'll really learn a lot playing with Chris Paul and Yaden too. I mean, it's with the Suns for him. It's just playing time. I mean, if he gets playing time, he'll prosper. He'll do well.
All right, so we gave a bunch of names.
And remember, I just want to remind everybody: James Wiseman is coming back in January. I don't know the exact date. I know the Thompson is coming back on Sunday, but I don't know when Wiseman's coming back. But he will be back. And when he comes back, he'll be the starter. He'll be playing 25, 30 minutes a game. Golden State is one of the best teams in the league, and they'll be doubling Thompson and Curry. So, again, Wiseman will get a lot of points. I suggest you pick him up.
Yeah. So that was a lot of names, Ross. Anybody we forgot or anybody you want to add for today?
Well, I mean, I just want to give – I'm not a huge LeBron James fan, but you know who the number 1 fantasy player right now in fantasy basketball is? It's LeBron James.
It's not Steph Curry anymore?
No, I mean, just for all the categories and what he does with rebounds and assists and all the categories LeBron does and being his age and he's the number 1 player right now in fantasy basketball, and I think that's a huge feat. I know the Lakers are under 500, I get it, but again, I have LeBron on my team, so I just want to give him a little, I just want to say a little praises for him. But
somebody has to when Dan's not here.
Exactly. I don't know how much longer he'll be the number 1 fantasy guy. I mean, I watched Joker play last night, Jokic for Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he had a triple-double last night. I mean, he was unbelievable. But LeBron gets him too. But, I'm just enjoying LeBron's status right now, but I don't think he'll finish the year as the top fantasy basketball player.
LeBron, I read something recently where LeBron's goal is to try to be to play with his son in the NBA. So he's going to have to hang on for a few more years to accomplish that.
Well, he said he'll sign a 1-day contract to play with his son too. I mean, if he retires before then, he'll come back out of retirement just to play 1 game with his son.
Yeah.
And which I think is great. I mean, I saw his son play last year or 2 years ago? I saw his son play in high school. The high school's right down the street from me. And the kid's good. I mean, again, he was a freshman. I saw him when he was a freshman. I don't know if he's NBA quite yet, but, he already said he wants to go to either Ohio State or Duke for college basketball. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, we shall see. Maybe he'll go straight to the pros. All right, guys. Well, thank you. If you liked what we did today, please click like, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to our channel. We love having new subscribers as much as we can, and leave comments below. If you thought we missed some people or you think some of the recommendations we made were crap, we're open to negative feedback. That's fine.
No negative feedback. Everything I said was right.
Well, no, I'm more referring to myself, Ross. I know they wouldn't ever disagree with you, but I said some names you didn't.
I gave some great picks.
Basketball is not my forte, so I'm just trying to learn from you guys. But again, thank you very much for listening. Join us every week, Thursday, 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:45 Pacific for the NBA. Starting next month, we might have to fire up the Major League Baseball stuff too as we get closer to spring training, hoping the lockout ends.
Yeah, if there's no strike, I mean, well,
we need the lockout to end. But look, I'm a baseball guy, so I'm going to be an optimist. I like positive thinking. It's the new year. We're going to stay positive. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Hey, everyone! Castmaster here, overload of knowledge and part-time customer service rep for Killcliff. Wanted to announce my new Killcliff Octane CBD flavor, Killer Cliff Sickle. Yeah, that's right. It's orange and vanilla yumminess. Woo! I know your drink hole is going to be happy because I know everything. Just go to killcliff.com and get yours today.